Good evening, everybody, and a very warm welcome to the first One Hub Racing stream of season 24. Welcome, everybody, to one of the best parts of the season, in my opinion. It is qualifying night, where drivers are setting lap times around the Silverstone circuit in, of course, Great Britain, to find out who's going to be placed where in our three tiers throughout season 24. We've got loads of sessions to get on with. We've got 4 commentators that are going to be joining me. Of course, I'm Jess Ball. I'm one of the co-owners of the league, and I'm head of commentary at One Hub. But joining me for the first session at 6 o'clock, which was meant to be getting going very soon, but it hasn't yet, it is, of course, Mr. Mike Edwards. Mike, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic, Jess. Looking forward to this one. As you mentioned, it is one of the best evenings here in One Hub qualifying night, where all the drivers foot to the floor, pedal to the metal, and they are going to be fighting for every small bit of time possible to get themselves good placements in this season.
Yes, indeed. And I liked that you used the famous phrase that a certain commentator likes to use as well. But anyway, for those of you that don't know roughly about what the qualifying night entails, don't worry. I will tell you right now through this lovely image. You probably won't be able to see it, so I will go through it in just a moment right now. So each driver who has signed up to the league has to take part in this session and qualifying night tonight. They'll have 30 minutes to set a time, fastest time that they possibly can. And it has to be on the soft compound, the tyres. They can go on the mediums though at the start to get a feel for the circuit. They can use the harder compound strategy to make sure they get 5 sets of softs. And the track will greatly improve throughout the session. And collisions will be set to off, ghosting on, and damage is off. And then looking at the qualifying night times, as well as times that we've seen from other leagues and in One Hub previous seasons as well, we as an admin team will know roughly which tiers people will be placed in, and it will be announced on Tuesday, roughly, maybe Tuesday, probably Wednesday, we don't know, at around 7 o'clock. And Mike, believe it or not, has taken part in One Hub Racing before. What's the pressure going into quali night?
So pressure in qualifying night is you really do not want to make mistakes in that. Like if you absolutely butcher every single lap and that, you're gonna end up in a tier where you probably don't want to be. But the thing is, like, even if you're in a lower tier, like, you still have to do it on the track and that, and you know, maybe if you show enough pace in the lower tiers, you do get yourselves promoted. We've seen that a few times mid-season. A couple of drivers move up tiers as their pace has exceeded the expectations of that particular tier. But pressure here tonight for everyone is making sure they get every little bit out of this circuit as possible. 30 minutes to do so. Let's see who's going to come out on top.
Yes, and the first stream session is now live, and of course we had one session before today, well before this session, which was 5:30, so we had 20 drivers which were doing that one. Here's the list of 20 drivers that wanted to do this one, so we'll go through them in just a moment as I try and get my notes for qualifying night to make sure I am prepared, guys. I am prepared. Good to see a lot of you in the chat. Indecisive, who's racing One Up before. Nice to see him supporting. And we got Hunty Plays, who's one of our new drivers as well. Also a streamer on Twitch. So great to see him racing in this league as well. We'll go through, I think, the different features for season 24 as well later on with a few commentators, which will be interesting to see. And we know roughly what the cut-offs could be. But as we're saying, drivers improve season after season. Believe it or not, I've improved on my qualifying night time. I had to do one before today, otherwise I wouldn't be able to commentate on this one. So we've got Extreme, who's a new driver. Proverb is a name I haven't seen in a long time. He's making a return after his Prospect Tier Championship, I think, one season. I can't remember which season. I think it's season 21, I believe. Or season... I can't remember which season it was. But anyway... it was an F1 2021 game anyway. We've got Berra, who raced last season. Cam Rules, who raced last season. Owen Wyatt, who raced last season, who did very well joining midway through the season. And we got the likes of Larkin as well. We got M125. Waitsy, we got Funky, we got Cowboy, we got Fozzie Bear, we got Matthias, Rageman, Hookie, Richards, Waze, Justin, Lukey, and J. Cole. Lukey, of course, is hosting the sessions, so you might not be racing in any of them. But an infamous in the chat who's hoping he will be back this season, which is next season, which will be great to see. But anyway, let's go on board with a lap then from someone. I just picked someone that's random for the time being. So here we go then. Owen White goes towards the loop. He's starting on the soft compound tyres. I wasn't expecting him to start on the softs. I thought he would go straight to the medium tyres, but he's going straight to the softs. So he wants to get it out of the way very quickly. Pass into Luffield, a slow speed right-hander, which can be taken in third or fourth gear. Heading towards Woodcote, a flat right-hander, which shouldn't pose too much problems for the drivers. And this is the old start-finish straight, which up to 2009 has been one of my favourite layouts. Then heading towards Cops Corner, which can be taken flat out in these cars. You can do it. With my setup, you can do it. So you need to get the setup absolutely right for you there. Maggots and Beggots can be taken flat out. And towards Chapel, you need to have a slight lift. Now heading towards the Hangar Straight. Full power through here as well. 8th gear. And we would see a lot of overtaking if we obviously had a race here, but we're not racing here this season. Heading towards Stowe. We have seen many people invalidate it during previous qualifying night sessions. We got our first lap time on the board for this qualifying night session, 1:27.2. But Owen, P1 driver from last season, we expect the time to be pretty quick. It's a great time to start off the session at 1:26.0, but I know he can go quicker. Waitsy on the mediums. I know he could go quicker as well with a 1:26.7. So those are the first lap times on the board, but of course the ones on the softs will be the only ones that count, Mike.
Yeah, and of course, for a lot of these guys, whether they're starting on a set of softs or starting on a set of mediums, they're just trying to get their eye in on the circuit right now. Because obviously the grip is at its lowest at this moment in the session, and it will improve over the course. So expect times fall down into the 24s, definitely.
Yeah, I think potentially we could get into the 1:24s. That was the fastest lap time in quali night last time, but we do have a pace cap, and if they're too quick, like they're quicker by a margin compared to the rest of the grid, then they're not allowed to race at One Hub Racing because we have close tiered for a reason. I was commentating on P1 last season, and it was the closest P1 tiered that we've had. Bearing in mind we had 3 drivers that were pretty much a class of their own compared to the rest of the field. Those were 2 close drivers. Timo and Nicolas Oro, they were having a battle of their life for the championship. Of course, we had Brandon, who was showing great form. He got moved up quite recently as well. And we've got Matt saying a very good point in the chat, actually. It doesn't matter if you're last in a session, your overall time, it may be good enough for a different tier. Because, of course, there may be some slower drivers in different sessions that might have done sessions before this. There were some drivers that couldn't make it tonight, but have done private sessions with us. We've already noted down their times as well. And we do have some quick drivers already coming through, coming up as well. But yeah, we'll go through the calendars very, very soon as well. But any drivers in this lineup, as you can see, that you got your particular eye on?
I mean, obviously my attentions go immediately to the likes of Owen White, J. Cole, obviously Larkin as well, a former champion himself. Obviously F1 Matthias as well, very quick driver. ERT Justin as well on his day,
yes.
A very quick driver as well. So there's definitely a fair few drivers to keep an eye on in this particular session.
Yes, Barry, it's going to be the next one across the line. And he joined midway through last season, and it's a 1:27.2. I know he could definitely go quicker than that. Most people were saying to me that they do like this track, and for some people, they think that this was not the representative track to do it. But we have done quali night in Silverstone before, and it's usually a true indicator as to whether people have improved season after season. Of course, it's a lot easier to compare because we were in the previous game cycle. The previous season was on F123 again, so we know who has improved as well. We'll go through quite quickly in 2 announcements on Tuesday night who has improved and who hadn't, and we can tell, Mike, who has sandbags. So certain drivers can't afford the sandbag because we know the methods to their madness. So just because they're slow in qualifying night doesn't mean they may be put in the slowest tier. If they've done well previous season, maybe particularly around Silverstone, they could be put into a tier which is slower than their qualifying night time. Jordan was saying in the chat that he doesn't know what his fastest lap time is in quali night. Well, we have got that data for you, and we can give it to you on request towards the end of tonight as well. But yeah, interesting to see what goes on as well. But I'm going to talk about one of the features for season 24. The point system has changed going into season 24, and I welcome that change. It is to pretty much encourage drivers to not give up when the going gets tough. We do have, of course, our Going Gets Tough award, and I'm trying to get it up. There we go. So in previous seasons, we run a first place gets 20 points, to 12th place 1 point. From season 24, the fastest lap points will be worth 2 points, and any driver who finishes the race will receive an additional point. And our hope there is to make sure that the driver's motivation to finish the races and keep drivers near the bottom of the championship interested towards the end of the season. Mike, what do you think of that new rule added to this season with every driver getting a point as long as they finish?
I think that's absolutely fantastic because, of course, if a race is going absolutely horrible for you, I mean, I've been in many races where it's gone absolutely horrible for me, but when there's points available, you have to get to the checkered flag. You do not want to throw any points away because you never know when that 1 point could really matter.
Yes, and 2 points for the fastest lap as well. I'm sure the ones near the back will be like, you know what, I'm going to try and get the fastest lap, and it's no league does it better than us. We award fastest lap points no matter where you are, as long as you finish, and we have 2 opportunities, one inside the top 10 and one outside the top 10 as well. As Justin comes across the line and he slots himself into P4. And that is a respectable lap time for Justin, a little bit of a banker lap currently as well. Colin will go through the shielding changes that we made this season. He's going to be joining me at the 7 o'clock session, and he's going to be talking a little bit about that as well. Engine wear is making a return as well. The only difference is, well, there's quite a few differences to the engine wear. We have extended the lap, so people can take it earlier on in the season, and they can make it last longer as well. The 1.5 engine wear rule remains the same. And also, as well, in sprint rounds, which we'll touch a bit about the sprint race changes for this season, drivers who are in the top 5 of the championship are not allowed to take their engine wear for the sprint round. So when the shoots results are posted, if you are in the top 5 going into the sprint round, then you won't be allowed to take it. So if you know you're roughly going to be top 5 before that sprint, before going into the next 2 rounds, it's a good idea to not think about taking your engine penalty then. I like that change. Some people don't like it, but I do like that change. What do you think?
I mean, it's going to add an extra element of strategy to when you decide to take that engine penalty, and that's always ideal because that's what we want to see. Not only do we want to see very close racing up and down the field, we also want that element of strategy as well. Like, it's one thing with the tyre strategies as well. Like, obviously, when it comes to the pit stop phases, people will have varying strategies, but having that engine penalty as well added into it, oof. That's extra dynamics. I'm very happy with that, and of course, making sure they can't do it for the sprint race as well is going to add an extra element into it as well. Because I believe last season there was a few who took it for the sprint race.
A lot of people took it at Las Vegas, and that was when we introduced quite a few new tracks last season. It was Qatar as well. I almost got pole in Qatar by 18,000, believe it or not. I can't even get that time now in the game, which is very, very annoying. It's probably because I sweated too much for Qatar, because I wanted to do well in the first round. I'm almost certain I'm going to be sweating for the first round. But looking at the calendar, we got loads of great tracks. Obviously, throughout these 2 seasons, we try and make sure we cover as many tracks as possible. So the tracks you didn't see last season, you're more than likely going to be seeing this season as well. So we've got the likes of Australia, China, Miami, Netherlands, France, Austria, Italy, Mexico, Canada, Abu Dhabi, and then certain drivers may struggle at these next 2 tracks, Saudi Arabia and Azerbaijan And thank goodness Saudi Arabia is not a sprint race. Azerbaijan is going to be a sprint race, and it's falling over the Easter weekend, I believe. So that's going to be interesting, to say the least. You had a chance to look through the calendar. What do you think of this 12-race calendar?
I am definitely looking forward to Azerbaijan. It is one of my favorite tracks. I'm not gonna lie. So. Yeah, I know it's one of those ones where people might think, oh no, not Baku, but I do like a bit of Baku. But apart from Azerbaijan, I'm very excited to see what round one's going to throw up with Australia. Of course, a very interesting circuit, especially in what's called the fast left right. I forget what the names are now for those particular chicane, because obviously they removed the old chicane and that, and there's a nice long DRS straight leading up to it. But yeah, Australia's going to be an interesting one. I think France will be up there as well. Canada, Zandvoort is that's.
I love Zandvoort. That's my favourite track on the calendar.
Zandvoort is honestly, in my opinion, Zandvoort is a driver circuit. It's a proper driver circuit. Like Monaco's a driver circuit, like Suzuka's a driver circuit, and I appreciate driver circuits.
Yes, we got a few comments in the chat as well. Hunty Plays, which I referred to earlier, said, I can't wait to get back into league racing. Been a couple of years, so if you see a car spin out, that's more than likely going to be me. You never know, Hunty. You could do better than you might think. And then he decides to say, God, I miss this league so much. I urge to yell at the screen, seeing good hard overtaking. You should come back for maybe a season, maybe an F124 map. We miss your commentary. We miss your commentary so much. Yeah, hopefully we get you in for another season. Here's Funky, by the way, one of our champions from last season. P3 it's here. Well deserved. He won it in Singapore. Pretty much all three of our driver champions came from the Singapore Grand Prix last season. He didn't win it, believe it or not. I managed to win that race. It was my first win in that league. But he did enough to win the title, and he is looking on course potentially go into the P2 tier next season. And wait, he's saying that Saudi's a driver circuit too. I agree with that, even though I hate it with a passion. But Funky's performance last season was impeccable. He dominated quite a few races. He was human though, he did bottle a few races. So he didn't completely dominate the tier, but he is a really good driver. He was a rookie, so it just goes to show that if you are a rookie in One Hub Racing, that doesn't mean you could be off the pace straight away. Drivers like Funky could show that you can win on debut, and a 27.3, not quite enough yet potentially to secure a time that I would expect to get him into P2 tier, but a driver that I'm looking forward to seeing into the P2 tier if he gets it.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, winning the championship last season, he's definitely going to be looking up to try and step up into the tier above, and we're going to see if he's going to be able to get the time on the board to get him into that tier. But here's one thing, winning the championship in the opening season on a game cycle is another thing winning it in the second season, where of course everyone's understanding of the game has improved massively, the setups knowledge has improved massively, and of course everyone will be more accustomed to all the tracks now going into the second season on this game cycle.
Hunty Plays saying Monaco is a nightmare for me. Luckily, we're not racing at Monaco. We were meant to do qualifying night last week, and I wasn't going to make it because it was my birthday, but because we forgot to tell people the qualifying night was meant to be last week, it was not fair giving people a few days' notice to practice. So that's why we moved it to the 14th, and that means that Monaco, of course, is not going to be on the calendar, which I'm gutted, because Monaco is a track which I'm actually quite decent at on this game, not gonna lie, and it's just a nice track to get your head around. But I know there's certain drivers that absolutely hate Monaco, not gonna lie, as well. Jordan said he doesn't like Canada or Mexico. What planet are you living in? I love these two tracks. I think the only tracks I don't like on the calendar are Miami, France, and Jeddah. All the other tracks I'm pretty decent at on this game, so it should be interesting, by the way. One driver that I've got to mention, a happy birthday to, who's actually doing qualifying night on his birthday, dedication. It's Casper. Happy birthday, Casper. ERT Casper, one of the drivers from Elite Racing Team, one of our partners here at One Hub Racing, who's sponsoring our league trophies and also partner the Going Gets Tough Awards. So in the chat, make sure you wish Casper a happy birthday, Kaspar, by the way. I don't know how old he is, but it is his birthday today. So dedication that he's still taking part in qualifying night on his actual birthday. I thought he would have done a private session beforehand, but no. He decided to do some sessions on his actual birthday. So, Casper, happy birthday. And we got a certain commentator's birthday, head of comms' birthday as well, Jamie, who will wish him a proper happy birthday later on. But, Casper, happy birthday.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, I'll say it in Welsh, Penblwydd hapus, Casper.
He's a year older than me, I think.
I don't know.
He's a year older than me.
I don't know. I just know I'm an old one. So, but
we're all like, I think both of us are old. Believe it or not, we've seen the ages of some people in One Hub Racing, and it makes us feel old. But Mason Jr., by the way, fair play to him. He's I think 68 or 69 at the moment. So that's pure dedication. That you can still race in age is definitely no barrier as well. Yes, welcome to the Oldies Club, Hunty. There we go. I'm going to be 30 next year. I don't want to reach my 30s.
I'm already 30.
Yeah, see, Mike's getting a little bit of an experience more than that at the end of the day as well. But anyway, 11 minutes left to go on the clock on that bombshell. Let's not talk about ages. Let's see who is on a lap. We've got Barry, who's coming across the line now, and he's coming on 126.752. Justin in 8th. Anyone else coming across the line? We do have another Ferrari.
Justin.
That is Justin, who's about to finish his lap time. He's a few hundredths down on his previous best, but he's got a few times in the session to set the lap time, so he's got plenty of time. So Justin heading towards the final corner through Valley into Club. Oh. He's invalid in the final corner. He just get a chance to go again then, which is always good news, but a shame for that. Hooky hasn't validated on his medium run, but luckily he hasn't used a set of softs. Anyone else on a lap time? Owen White, he's going through Brooklands, and he's about 2.5 temps up.
Yeah, and Owen, as you mentioned, P1 last season, definitely a quick driver. We're expecting the likes of Owen, J. Cole, and obviously Larkin and Waitsia to be well up there in terms of lap times. And of course, we should be having a few more of the P1 drivers from last season setting times later on this evening. But Owen, half a second up in the middle sector as he comes down now to slow, throws the car in 6th gear, and good traction on the exit there for the Haas. Honestly, very, very. It's a very tricky corner at times, Stowe. The back end can just snap out on you. But Owen, across the line, 25.4.
Ooh, that is impressive. That is impressive from Owen. And Richards, of course, has gone faster with a 125.0. I think that's beating Timo's time from last season too. So he is a quick boy. These two drivers, of course. J-Car, I'm expecting to get into the 125s. Waze, I'm expecting to go even quicker as he heads towards Maggots and Beckett now. Now, bearing in mind, I do believe the ones who want to go into the next session, I believe the reactions will be live very, very soon. And let me just check. Hang on. Reactions are live for the next session, and there's, I think, 2 spaces left. So if you are interested and you have signed up to the season and you want to race it, do qualifying night for the next session, you got 2 more spaces. Now 1 more space. So the last person to do it will accept it. So there we go. As a few races just aborted that lap time. Great to see quite a lot of new drivers. I do believe we've got 15, 16 new drivers racing on the grid. Some drivers I've never heard of, and there's certain drivers I know from other leagues. what's going through their mind, because they don't know what the other people's paces are going to be around. It's surely they just got to focus on themselves at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just going to be focusing on what they can do, not give too much thought to what everyone else is doing, because obviously early on you just want to get a lap time on the board, find out where your place, and then in the opening races now you're going to start to learn like how the more established one-hub drivers race and how they drive, and you'll be able to learn throughout the season. It's a constant learning progress as well.
Yeah, people learn what the limits and you improve throughout the season, and there's certain drivers who have done their private sessions already. They've improved leaps and bounds compared to season 23 in terms of their qualifying night. And it may be down to they know a bit more about setups, they may be more used to the game and the handling model as well. And, you know, they're probably just gone quicker in the game overall, and it may mean that they could go up a different tier. And Extreme, by the way, goes 5th fastest right now with a 1:26.2. I can't tell you what the cut-off time could be between the different tiers, because the cut-off times from last season could be very well different between the cut-off times this season. So don't ask me about what the cut-off times could be, because if I tell you, there could be people that could be sandbagging. So I'm not going to tell you, my friend. As Funky goes up to the line with a 1:26.8. That's more like it from the P3 champion from last season. Of course, we're yet to see the champions from P2 and P1 race in the session. We got JM still to race in the qualifying night. Timo has already done his session, but he may do another one as well. And by the way, reactions are now closed. We've got 20 drivers that signed up, so it's too late to do it for this one. And invites should be going out very, very, very soon as well. But yeah, we got Richards that did a 1:25.0, Owen with a 1:25.4, Waiter with a 1:26.0, which is not too bad from him. I think he's improved on his previous time. Fozzie Bill, I could see him improve on his lap time. He's going to go into the pits very, very soon. I don't think anyone's on a lap apart from Rage Man. Oh, J. Cole is on the run. There we go. He's heading towards Stowe Corner now as well. He wasn't meant to be signing up for this season, but Larkin persuaded him. Quite a few of us admin team members have persuaded him, and he's now signed up for another season. We could expect him to see him in P1. He has aborted his run, and I think there'll be quite a few people in the pit until the last 3 minutes or so, Mike.
Yes, we got Hooky crossing the line now, and it looks like it's going to be an improvement, almost a 3/10 improvement up to P10 for Hooky. So good lap time there from the Welshman. We got Matthias out there on an outlap right now. We got Wace out there on an outlap. We got M1, getting all out of shape through Maggots and Beckett's.
Well, that's an invalidation.
That is Silverstone redefined right there.
Yeah, that kind of reminded me of Silverstone Short as well, which, by the way, Cody, if you're watching this, please bring Silverstone Short back into the game, because any of the short, I mean, especially Silverstone Short and Bahrain Short. Bahrain Short was incredible. I commentated, I think, on one race around Bahrain Short. It was amazing. It was the opening round, I think, with another league, which I'm not going to say, but it was incredible. As Cowboy, one of our new drivers to the league, he's going to come across the line now. 1:27.5, really respectable time from the Ferrari driver. Still more time to be found, I think, from him. As we've got 4 minutes left to go of the session, and there's still time to be improved. Don't forget, if they don't think they can set a fast time in this session, they still got 4 more sessions to go tonight to make sure that they can improve on their expectations. Because if you want to get into a high tier, and if you don't think that time is respectable, you can go again if you want to.
Yeah, absolutely. We got Matthias right now on a lap, around about 600 up in the first sector. He comes through Brooklands and left field now. In the lovely Williams Racing F1 car, as well, as we come up now through Woodcut onto the old start finish straight, the national pit straight, as I believe it's called these days, as we go through Cops now, flat out, foot to the floor. We love to see it now into Maggots and Beckett as we approach Chapel. Sixth gear, the gear of choice there for Matthias. DRS wide open, middle sector split. 4/10 improvement so far from Matthias.
Nice.
This is looking at a decent lap from Matthias as we head down now into Stowe. little bit wide on the of the apex, but definitely kept it all in shape and not run too far wide. So shouldn't have lost too much time there. But coming through club now, crossing the line, and is up to P7.
I have to say, very impressive from Matthias there as well. He's usually a very good qualifier, but he needs to always work it when it comes to the race. So that, I think, is really respectable for the Williams driver. Of course, P3 tier. I think if he's in P3 tier this season, I think he could be a very big challenger for the title. So watch out for him in that Williams as well. A previous bottom tier champion is on circuit right now as well in the Haas. I'm probably going to guess what car he wants to go in this season based on the car that he chose. So anyway, he is going to head towards Stowe Corner now. I didn't see what he's set to 2 split.
He's 2 temps down.
He's 2 temps down, so he's going to go into the pits. I think that will be it because he's not going to get out in time because... No, he's not going to get out in time. So that is his first session of the evening done.
Yeah, and of course now at this point, everyone's going to be flooding out of the pit lane to make sure they can get in their final runs. It's going to be quite nip and tuck for some of the drivers. They're still in the pit lane right now to get out. But as you mentioned, if they are not happy with their time in this session, they have the opportunity to come back in another session later this evening.
Yes, 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go on the clock. Can anyone improve on their lap times? And Mike was predicting that we could get a 124 coming up. And I think we could too with any of the top 2 drivers potentially. Or there could be drivers that could be sandbagging that could be up there as well. As the next lobby is getting set up as we speak. So hopefully I should be able to switch between lobbies like a I don't know what the saying is. Like a touch of a button. I was probably thinking of something else, but I just couldn't think of anything else on my head currently. But there we go. 50 seconds left to go on the clock. As who's going to be the first driver to set their final lap? Oh, Waze or is it Owen? It's Waze who's going to be setting. He's 3 temps down. So he's not going to improve, unfortunately. So I think it's Owen that's going to be next. Or it could be see. No. Where's
Hooky.
the other? Hooky. There we go. Hooky. I enjoyed racing him last season. He took his first One Hub Racing win as well last season in Belgium. He was very delighted about that one. I think he's got more One Hub Racing wins in him. What?
Former teammate of mine in One Hub.
Exactly, as well. And he is, of course, now in ERT. So... a very quick driver, so yeah, he could be, I think, another contender for the title if he does end up in P3 tier, as he's a few 100s up on his previous best as well. We'll keep an eye on Owen Wyatt's time. I think it'll be Hooky, then it's Owen to set a lap time. So we'll watch Hooky as he heads towards Stowe Corner. Cam Walls is finished, so has Cosmic. Matthias has also finished as well. I don't think he needed to go on another lap time as well. But Hooky goes up to the line. What's it going to be for Hooky? Is a 126.6. Wow. Owen has unfortunately invalidated. Richards, he's gone into the 24s as you predicted. So there we go. We got M125 heading towards the line. Lukey saying readying up for this lobby, and I'm not even in the lobby. But anyway, they're wanting to get going as quick as they can, which is fair enough. I should get an invite very, very soon as M125 goes into 14th. Wait, see, heading towards where is he going at the moment? Magus and Beckett. There we go. We got Extreme on as well. There's a lot of people on the lap, Mike. I'll let you take through the rest of the lap.
Yeah, unfortunately, Waity there just getting a little bit out of shape coming through Chapel, so I don't think it's going to be an improvement there for Waity. Extreme to the line now, and Extreme improves up in the P3 at 25.8 there for Extreme. Waity into the pit lane, and I believe, Funky also invalidated, so that is the end of the end of the first session.
That is it then for the first session then. So for some people, if they think they're happy with their lap, they could just call it a night and relax for a little bit. But I know a lot of drivers will be like, I want to get another session in. And if I was in quality night, I would definitely want to get another session in. So we are waiting for a few people to please retire in the pit so we can get the session results. Please, Cowboy, please retire because I've got another session to commentate on very, very soon as well. But what a great session. What some great times as well. Plenty to analyse going into the next session as well. And what a lap time to beat from Richard. So he's going to be the fastest. Oh, no, there we go. So we got Richards on top, Owen in second, Extreme third, J. Cole fourth, Waity fifth. We got Larkin, Matthias, Hookie, Barrett, Justin, Funky, Proverb, Wade, M125, Cowboy, Camerals, Fozzie Bear, Rageman, Cosmic. And that is it. So there we go. And I'm going to change scene so I can literally do the screenshot. But before you go, Mike, what are your thoughts on the session?
Yeah, very good lap times obviously coming in from obviously Richard at the end, obviously making my prediction come true with 24. But yeah, I think there's a lot of time out there for a couple of these drivers, so we'll see if anyone come back to improve. I was expecting to see a few more 25s, I'm not going to lie, so maybe they'll come back for a second bite of the cherry.
Yeah, I think they could come back with a second bite of the cherry as well, and I won't be surprised if we will see people in the next few sessions as well. I am gonna drag the next commentator in, but Mike, thank you very much for joining me in the commentary box. It's been an absolute pleasure. We may need you just in case any last minute changes, but for now, enjoy the rest of your evening, and thank you very much for joining me.
Absolutely no worries. Catch you in a bit.
Thank you very much. And joining me for the next session as I try to get into the next session as we speak is another P2 commentator. That's kind of like the theme for the next two sessions. It is, of course, Omi. Omi, how are you doing?
Hello, Jess. Hello, everyone. Not doing too well. I'm a tiny bit sick, but yeah, excited to be here. And even though I've been at One Hub for over a year, I've not actually done a qualifying night, so excited for it.
Oh, that is surprising, actually, if you think about it. I thought you'd done the ones in season 23, but
No.
obviously not. Obviously not. So yes, I have just joined the session, which is good, so we can get underway. You see, like a click, we can get underway, and we already got some fast lap times on the board already, but we'll first of all go through who is going to be racing in this session. So we've got Ben Mills, who set a great time on the battle already, 125.5. Then we've got Justin, who's back. Then we've got JM, our P2 champion from last season. You know him quite well, Omi. We've got Rayant, we've got Marcy. We've got, how do you pronounce the Alfa Romeo again, Omi?
Machine.
There we go. And we got Marcy, we got George, Casper, Jordan, Ghost, who was very close to the title last season in P3. We got Cam, Rawls, Waitsy again, who's back. We got Beret. We got Mate Dudas, who we haven't actually seen racing before. It's nice to see him here. We got ERT Thomas from ERT, Ali B, and Anthony Hunt. So those are your 19 drivers taking part in this session. They can do multiple sessions if they want to, but what are your initial thoughts of this qualifying sessions so far from what you saw from the 6 o'clock session?
Yeah, really interesting. Great talking points as well. Great to just really watch some of the drivers, see how their pace is looking like. Kind of does give us an idea of who might be quick in the following season as well. And it's really great to go through and talk about all of the new things that are coming this season. And yeah, definitely is one of the exciting parts of this season, and a great way to kick it all off.
Good thing you said about new things as Mate Dudas goes across the line into P2. Very good lap time. A lot of people in the 125, which I was not expecting going into this session. So we could have some quick drivers in this league this season. But we've got another new feature to talk about. Well, it's not really a new feature, but it's an amendment to the sprint race format. And it was highly requested based on the feedback form that as owners sent late last season in season 23. So basically, for the sprint races, it won't be decided by one shot or short qualifying. It will be decided by reverse championship order. So wherever you are in the championship, that's where you're going to start reverse. So if you're P20 in the championship, you'll be starting the sprint race on pole. And there's 4 sprint races this season. And it will be reverted back to a 50% sprint and main race as well, just to make it more interesting. And like I was saying earlier, if you're in the top 5 of the championship going into the sprint race, you're not allowed to take your engine penalty that race as well. So what do you think, Omi, of reverse championship sprint grids?
Absolutely love it. Definitely has added even more spice into it. So really going to be looking forward to those sprint races, and I absolutely love this feature. One of my favorite ones really as well, of all of them added. So yeah, really do love this reverse grid. Definitely allows the drivers who might not usually be fighting at the front to have a chance in that race. And then we also see a lot of action with a lot of drivers fighting their way through all throughout the race as well. So it's definitely going to give us a lot of action as well as viewers, but it will also be exciting for the drivers as well as they try and make a lot of overtakes.
Omi, I'll give you advance warning. I would like you to cover someone on a soft run in a minute, but I'll give you advance warning so you can prepare yourself currently as well. As Thomas, who I haven't seen racing in a while, is raced for this season on the PC side. I do believe he did a few races towards the end of last season in the P2 tier, if I'm not mistaken, as he's heading towards Maggots and Beckett's. Now, we can actually see, by the way, what ERS mode they are running. So I've put telemetry mode on the system, so I can actually see who is going on runs, which is interesting, who is using what ERS mode very soon, which is a nice feature, obviously, that Cody's have brought in, which I love. As Thomas, I think he's backed off on that run, unless he went too deep into the final corner. He slots himself into P7. I'm trying to see who's going to be the first one who is on an outlap that we could go on board with. You know what? Since you were P2 commentator last season, take us through a hot lap with our P2 champion.
Yep, so JM right now about to begin his lap then, as he is right now making his way down to the braking zone of Wales, and then he'll be onto the Hamilton straight to start his lap around this lovely configuration of circuit as he makes his way through the final corner onto the Hamilton straight, and now all the way down towards Abbey Corner as he's going to place the car on the outside. Get ready, get the car rotated, and then it's all going to open up a tiny bit as he gets now on the brakes right before the 50 meter board as well, and he's all out of shape. He's lost the car there, so he's definitely going to have more chances though. Obviously he still has laps in this session, and then he'll also be able to do some others if he feels like it. But the DRS is open on the Wellington straight as he now goes down to Brooklyn. 4/10 improvement, but he obviously set his lap on the medium compound of tyres before, which the drivers are able to do if they would obviously like to save some tyres, which they will do to have a go on the soft compound of tyres when the circuit is at its best right at the end as the track obviously improves. Now down into Copse Corner for JM, and you can see carrying quite a lot of speed, keeping it in track limits as well. He's got a few cars ahead of him, but they are all out of his way. Through Maggots and Beckett's he goes, and then onto now the Hangar straight as well. The DRS goes open, and now he'll be making his way all the way down towards Stowe, and it's all going to be about getting on the brakes and then getting on the power as soon as possible for him while not running too wide, and he's going to keep it inside track limits. And now it's going to be the last braking zone on this circuit, and then he'll get on the power, and now it's going to be foot to the floor all the way through the final corner onto the Hamilton straight, and that's going to be a lap for him that will get him to third position with a 1 minute 26.568.
Yeah, so that is his lap time on the board currently. He can improve on that one, so there's more time to be found from our P2 champion. There it comes up to the line. Another familiar face that we saw in the last session. I can't remember the timings on the top of my head as to what they were, but of course the timings will be updated as we go on as well. We will of course talk about the analysis of qualifying night when we do our tier announcement stream on Tuesday. It'll be myself and Jamie commentating on that one. And let's go on board with the birthday boy. There he is. There's Casper in the Alpine. dedication for him to do qualifying night on his birthday. I wouldn't be able to do that, but I would have commentated on one if it was due to be on the day of my birthday, but it got moved. But yeah, happy birthday, Casper. And hope he's had a good day so far as he makes his way towards Maggots and Beckers. That's a corner that I struggled with throughout the qualifying night sessions that I did privately. But I did have some tips from a few people, which did help me a little bit. And you can use overtake throughout these sessions as well if you want to. But you can't use it throughout the entirety of your lap because you will run out and you will lose a chunk of time. As he heads towards Velen Club now does Casper in that Alpine car. So let's see what he could do. P1, the driver from last season. Still a lot of time to be found, but of course he did the 5:30 session, the one that wasn't streamed. P4 for him, but he was a lot quicker in the last session, so plenty of time to be found there from the ERT man. Massive shout out to our partners ERT, also our other partner Vespertine that's supporting our apparel and merchandise. Of course, SimGrid, who power a lovely platform that lets us do standings and all that jazz. And we've got Pure Sim Gear that provide socks and gloves to amazing people. We got some really great discount codes as well to reveal very, very soon, so keep an eye on that. Also, massive shout out to Next Level Racing. They provide great prizes every year, prizes to be confirmed. Aztec Sim Sports to provide prizes every year as well. Sim racing boots, caps, and all that jazz. And I think that's all of our sponsors and partners for this year as George comes across the line to finish off his run in P4 as well. I kind of want prizes from one of those sponsors. I kind of want a Next Level Racing cockpit because that would be amazing. It's great to see that the sponsors always come at full force every season to bring some great prizes.
Yes, absolutely. Really does also then make the drivers be committed and also a lot of dedication as well. And if you are dedicated and always do try your best, you could be winning some of those lovely rewards as well. And I'm sure every single driver does want to do that. And right now in qualifying night, all starting here obviously with the drivers trying their absolute best as well, and trying to get themselves in a tier, or let's hope all of them are trying to get themselves in a tier as well, where they can be competitive, where they're not too slow or too fast as well.
Yeah, exactly. 'Cause you don't want to be in a tier that you're dominating in, and you don't want to be a tier where you're too slow. So you just want to be in a tier where you can fight, and be in battles every single time, because it's just always fun when you're in battles everywhere, and it's always fun when as Justin has had a little bit of a spin going through the loop, and he's got a bit of marbles on his tyres, which is not ideal as well. And by the way, just a quick reminder as well, as Lukey's left the session, just a quick reminder. The 7 PM lobby sign-ups are now open, so if you have signed up to Season 24, react to the message in the qualifying night general chat. First 20 people to do so will get a spot in at the next session, so be quick before they sell out. We want to try and get as many people to do sessions tonight as they possibly can, but if you are wanting to do a session tonight, well, you have to. Please make sure you react to this message. But one feature that is making a return, a more popular return, TAS is now back. Telemetry Analysis System is back, and it does provide so much useful features to the commentators and the drivers. I will get it up on my phone as well. It provides commentators with data that the game does not provide them, which includes penalties, fastest sectors, warnings, stop and go, pit stops, damage, tyre wear, and of course they have front or rear ring damage as well, which is great to see. And also there's dashboards for engineers as well. I know not many people in this league have engineers, but if they do, they can send the dashboards to them. And of course at the end, what is it with Ferraris with spinning today? But anyway, for drivers at the end of each race, a race summary is generated for each driver from the race data, which shows the lap times during the qualification and during the race, some statistics and data from different feeds. So plenty of data for the drivers and commentators alike. And we were going to have formation lap on, but Taz does require it to be off, 'cause otherwise it glitches. So, but yeah. This is news for you, 'cause you didn't know about it until now. What do you think about this, the system returning?
Love it. Absolutely loved it when we had it back as well. Right at the beginning of last year when I joined, it was absolutely fantastic when we had it in that season. Definitely did give us a lot of data. I was able to check stuff basically that, as you mentioned, that you can't really know in the game as well. So it's great to have all of that information, not just for us, but also for the drivers to look back at, and then also do try and improve. So really, really great to have it back, and excited as well. And yeah, I wasn't aware of that. So great news for me here.
Yeah, we are going to announce it properly on a tweet. But yes, you 17 people who are watching the stream, you're the first to know about it. So yeah, there are quite a lot of you that have not been in One Hub when it was introduced and been in the league. But there we go. That is good news. It was pretty much. I had to message the guy this week on whether we could get it for this season, because there were some teething problems last season, which meant we couldn't use it. So I was just like, is it ready and can we use it? And the short answer to that was yes. So there we go, which means I have to edit a few videos because a few penalty changes have been brought into Taz as well, which Colin will go through when he's in the commentary box very, very soon, as in the 7 o'clock session, which will begin in 10 minutes' time, as Cam Rules slots himself into P11 currently. I'm worried I'm going through a few new features at a time, and I'm worried I've ran out of features, but there we go. But I've obviously went through the calendar earlier on as well. You've seen it. What was your highlight track, if it's to think that's going to be a good track for racing this season?
All of them really, but yeah, I'm looking forward to Baku, as also Mike said as well. And one of the great things about this circuit, about the calendar, is that we have a lot of tracks that aren't usually used by leagues as well. So it's great to come across some other circuits and to be able to commentate on them. But I am really, really looking forward, especially to getting this season started in Melbourne as well. And I think there's quite a lot of good circuits. I think Austria is going to be really, really fun. Looking forward to that one. Looking forward to Jeddah as well.
I'm not.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of drivers won't be looking forward to
a
some of the
commentator, I'm
circuits.
excited, but as a driver, I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably wouldn't be excited for Jeddah if I was driving. But
Well,
luckily, I'm not.
the reason why, if you haven't seen the All-Star race, that's why.
Yeah.
And in another league as well, I only survived 3 laps. In the All-Star race, I only survived 4 corners.
Yeah.
And I usually never DNF in One Hub. That could be my first DNF in a while around Jeddah, which means I'll probably have to practice a little bit more around this circuit. So who is on a lap? Oh, we got Papa, who's who literally signed up just before to the league just before the qualifying session were due to start. So that was good timing for him as he goes across the line, and he does not improve on his lap time, but still a respectable run for him as Ghost goes around about just over half a tenth quicker than his previous one. He finished runner-up this season, and the top 5 from each tier got free entry to this season, so he didn't even have to pay for the entry fee, which goes towards improving the league as he heads towards the hangar straight now. That is where I think some people can use a little bit of overtake to really gain a full advantage of the lap, as he lost a bit of time. They're heading towards Stowe. Luckily, it wasn't an invalidation for Ghost as he exits the pass club in towards the Hamilton straight he goes. And what's the time going to be for him? 1:27.3 for Ghost. He does improve lap times currently, as I think Casper is going to go into the pits now. Yes, he is. Anyone else on a run? We've got ERT Thomas, who's going on a run now. He's improved quite a lot on this run then. I think he was 6 attempts up in the middle sector, I believe, as he exits in towards the final corner. And he's using a lot of his battery, actually. 126.7, that's good for ERT Thomas. He slots into 12th in this session, but we don't know how that is in comparison to the other sessions that have gone on today and throughout this week.
Yes, absolutely, as well. So cannot wait till Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever it's going to be, to find out. Always one of the exciting parts of who you're going to be commentating over as well. You'll obviously see some new faces. You'll see a lot of returning faces as well. Then people getting promoted. So it's really going to be great, because I also did cover one race from the P3 tier last season. So it'll be great to see some of those
That was
drivers
around
possibly in the
Silverstone,
P3
believe it
tier.
or not.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, it was around the Silverstone circuit. So yeah, I did bottle a podium that race as well, but that was because I went on the Inters too early. I think it was a lap early, I believe. If it was a lap later, I would have been fine. But yeah, so to be fair, I would have got 3 podiums in a row, but that didn't happen, unfortunately. But yeah, it would have been fun to have got 3 podiums in the season, but maybe that's a goal I'm going to have to achieve this season as well. But it does depend on what tier I'm in. But if I'm in a higher tier than expected, then that puts a bit of a bit of bother as to who's going to commentate where, because I have provisionally sorted out the commentary lineup, and if it gets messed up, and if I get too quick, then it's not going to go well. But I can't remember what the time that I set. Not gonna lie, as Raymith heads towards Stowe Corner now in those soft tyres as well. Don't forget, if they set their lap time on the mediums, it does not count. So they have to set their fastest lap time on the soft compound of tyres. I'm trying to send the times for the 6 p.m. session into the little chat that we had, the admin chat, but it's not letting me. Ah, there we go. Got it. So because I was doing the screenshots. So, but there we go. Oh, wait, he's already done it. I'm an idiot. I didn't see Waits. He's already done it. But anyway, anyone else on lap Somi?
We'll take a look, but obviously a lot of drivers right now possibly returning back to the pits and getting ready, because obviously at the end of this session, it's kind of basically like a qualifying run as well, where they all come out with around 3 minutes to go as well, where the track is at its best. But it does look like Ben is on a lap, the man currently in P1 as well. He seems to be going up by over a 1/10 of a second, and you could see obviously using a bit of overtake, using the overtake button as well on exits to get a tiny bit more speed. And we'll see as he comes over the line what is going to be the improvement for the Williams man as he makes his way over the line. And it's almost 3/10 of a second.
We've got some quick drivers in this league this season. We always get that in the second season, don't we? We always get the drivers that find a little bit of their feet in this division.
Yeah.
As Casper, the birthday boy, is heading towards the national pitch straight now with 4 minutes left to go of the session. There are drivers that I was expecting to improve. Oh, Casper's invalidated as soon as I went on board with him. Commentator's curse. There are some drivers that I'm expected to improve a little bit more, but they still have some sessions to do so. So hopefully they can improve a little bit as we get on as well. We still got obviously 2 stream sessions still to go. As Allcam had a little bit of a squirm heading towards the loop section, so I think he's lost a little bit of time there.
Yes, absolutely. And you're not in Williams this season, aren't you? Well.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah. So.
Well, who knows? The team contracts could be the deciding factor, and that is another thing that is returning this season is the team contracts. The Discord has been updated to have a little bit of a driver hub, so you can find it easier. So basically, there are 3 different brackets in terms of how what people can apply for. I can go through it actually right now. I'll go through it in a little bit more detail with Jamie on Tuesday as he's the head of team, so he can explain it a little bit more concisely than I can. But there is the first sort of groups of team contracts. So that's the Mercedes, Red Bull and Ferrari. And those teams are regularly expected to be competing for podiums and victories. They consider anything else to be unacceptable. And they expect these results to lead them to title challenges. And there's certain criteria you've got to reach. And then so those ones who have already got wins to their name, have done at least one season. They've got poles, podiums, points finishes, drive of the days as well. There's the ones in the middle ground as well, which was McLaren, Alpine, Aston Martin and AlphaTauri. They're ones who have had at least 3 finishes, have scored at least 1 point in their One Hub Racing career, have finished in the top 14 in a season as well, and has followed them on social medias as well. So that applies to, I think most people have done more than 1 season with us. And then the next group, Williams, Alfa Romeo and Haas, anyone could apply for those, but for the ones who are rookies to this league, that is the one that can suit them. You can apply for the ones who are above your criteria as well, because there could be a team where someone who's podium and can fight for wins more regularly may think, oh, actually, I want to go for Williams because I like the Williams team. So they may go for that as well. So that is a feature that's, again, one of my favourites as well. It will be open on Tuesday straight Wednesday. It's all ready to go, ready for those dates as well. And my advice for that as well, going for team contracts, make sure you look at the league database. And if you have been in One Hub for a long time, find someone that, if you know who you're going to be teammates with, find someone that just look and compare stats. And the one with the higher stats is the one that can apply for the team contracts. But what do you think about the team contracts this season, mate?
Love it. And another thing is always exciting to see what teams all of the drivers are going to go in. But right now, on the circuit, all of the drivers are about to begin their final push lap as well of this session as well, in the second one now. And then if they're not happy with what they've done in this session, obviously they can have a few more goes, but for this session this is going to be their last try.
Their last try, as a few people have retired from the session, and I believe it's either one of the Alphas, it's Anthony Hunter, I think, is not improving, so I think it is Waitsy who's going to be the first to cross the line. He's very keen to improve on his lap time. He's done pretty much all the sessions today, which just goes to show how dedicated he is as Papa Squanch. Oh, no, that's that was a lot of time that he lost through days 4 attempts down, unfortunately. So, he's not going to improve on that one. Jordan, who's heading towards the hangar straight now, he's going to be the next one to cross the line. This is kind of like the crunch time as well, because for some people, they may not have time to do another session. So that could be it for them. So that could be it for them, and that's all they can do. As Jordan heads towards Club and Vale now, he's been looking good so far on the lap. Can he improve on his 27.888? That's more like it from Jordan. And it's a 26.778 as Marcy is on a lap time as well. We've got one of the Alpes, Casper. He comes up to the line. More the Casper that I know and love, a 125.7. And we got Mate, who's a 10th down in the middle sector. I do believe we've got an Aston Martin ahead of him. That is Ghost, who's a few 100ths down in the middle sector. So we'll see what he can do as he heads towards the line. What can he do? 127.3. That's 6 thousandths quicker. That is still an improvement for Ghost. And Beret has invalidated. Ali B is heading towards Cops. Beret is going to be the next one to cross the line. I'll let you go through the final few runs.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ali B will be making his way to the line. Nope, he's going to be making his way first into the wall and then into the pit lane as well. And it does seem like that is it in this session. And we'll be getting then we'll be getting the results for this one, and then we'll be moving into the third session as well. And all of the drivers and some of them you'll probably see again, especially for the ones who aren't really too happy with what lap they managed to get.
Yes, I think expect to see quite a few people there again as well. So, I always keep doing this, it's annoying. Anyway, Ben Mills is topping this session, a very respectable lap time from him. Chalkers in second, Casper in third, Mate Dudas in fourth, Wasey in fifth, Justin in sixth, JM in seventh, using it in eighth, Graham Finn ninth, we've got Barrett in 10th, we've got Ali B, Thomas, Jordan Lane, Cam Rules, Papa Scrunch, Marcy, Ghost, and Anthony Hunt, your top 18. And Anthony Hunt is Hunty Plays, by the way. So that was your lap. I need to get a screenshot. Hang on, I've forgotten the button. I haven't changed scenes yet, but that's because I need to get a screenshot, so it's all ready to go. So, Omi, that is you done for the night, unless we need you for any last minute stuff. But Omi, it's been an absolute pleasure you joining us in the commentary box. What are your final thoughts before we switch over commentators?
Yep, lovely little session as well. A lot of really looking forward to the season now getting underway, and great to see some of the drivers really now starting to push and see who might be some of the quick drivers this season. And thank you for bearing with me as well. I was a bit sick, so sorry if I wasn't the best.
Yeah, you did well, Omi.
Yeah,
I think you can have the rest of the night off. So, because otherwise your voice will probably die. So, you can have the rest of the night off. Enjoy it, and hope you get better soon, ready for the other leagues later on this week and for One Hub next week. You are commentating on this season, which I'm excited for. We always rely on your services, so thank you very much. So that is Omi done, and we are changing over commentators, and I'm delighted to introduce this next guest, someone who is one of our head stewards at One Hub Racing, and he's going to be making his full-time commentary debut in the P3 tier alongside Nick. It is, of course, ERT Colin Mason. Colin, welcome to the commentary box. And secondly, how are you doing?
Hello, Jess. Hello, all. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, we have actually done, the admin team have actually done their lap times for Quali Night a couple of days ago. So
yes,
we got a rough idea of what a good lap is. There's some ridiculously quick laps being put in lately. Some really quick ones. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to this. Should be good.
Yes, we've got 2 more stream sessions to go as well. And of course, Colin, you're going to be going through the stewarding changes as well, because there are quite a lot of them as well. I was sat in one of the meetings actually where we pretty much debated on quite a few things, didn't we, going into the season. So, but luckily we have ironed it out a little bit as well, as a few people being blocked in their lap times to start off the session. That's not very good. But let's go through the drivers that are racing in this session. We have got Larkin, we have got Bryn, who's set a 126.4 on the meters. We've got Donna, we've got Leslie, who I've raced with many a times in another league, which I'm not going to say, but is a great league as well. We've got Matt, we've got Dr. Mew, we've got Felix, we've got Cosmic, we've got Papa Squanch back again, we've got Nathan Clark, who's from ERT, Fozzie Bear, we got Quinn, who didn't have to do another session, but he feels like he can go quicker, so he's with us today. We got Matthias, Rage Man, we got Jack, Nathan, and that's it. I think we've got loads of people joining us in the brink at the moment as well. But you've done your session. I've spoken to Mike, obviously, because he did qualifying night many moons ago. What pressure were you feeling when you've done your qualifying night sessions?
Well, I'm desperate to get into P1, so I had to get a good lap in. And Silverstone, there's certain corners like Copse and Stone, it's quite easy to invalidate. And obviously in practice as well, you haven't got quite the same amount of grip as you do in the qualifying or the race, so you've got to judge that a bit. But I love the pressure of it, 30 minutes and see how quick you could go.
Yes, and don't forget, the times are a lot slower than what you could potentially see in a short qualifying session. And of course, we did race here last season as well, so that's another gauge we can look at for any sandbaggers, potentially. I'll give you advance warning, by the way, Colin. I would like you to do a hot lap on someone, just to throw you into the deep end a little bit. You get to pick, by the way, who you can
Ooh,
commentate
okay.
on, as long as you tell me, by the way. But I'll give you advance warning because I don't want you to say, right, you're going on a lap and then you know. But I'll give you advance warning anyway, just as we start. But Papa Squanch on the lap as well, but he just started. But Brendan's the fastest lap time at the moment, and based on the times that you were seeing in the first couple of sessions, any drivers that you were expecting to be up there that were not, and any good surprises maybe as well?
Rageman struggled a bit in the first session. I see he's back out now. I think he did a 28.
I know he could go quicker than that.
He's better than that. And he knows that, and he's back in it. So I expect him to do another good session. There's two really for me who stood out from their previous lap times. Hooky, he actually went 4/10 quicker than he did. Actually, I think it's more than that. I think it's more like half a second quicker than he did on the season 23 qualifying night, which is a huge jump. And Waitsy back in the 25s. Struggled a bit towards the end of last season, but he's found his mojo back now, and he's back in the 25s, which is great to see.
Yeah, he's done loads of qualifying night sessions this week, and he finally got into the 25. So go on, Waitsy. Go on, Waitsy. So that is great to see as well. Who is about to start a lap that we can go on board with? I think we've got an Alpine that's going into the pit lane, or is it a Williams that's going into the pit lane? No, it's oh, he's invalid. Okay, scrap that. Is there Aston Martin out on a lap? Fozzie, no, Fozzie Bear's just finishing his lap. Typical. I'm just trying to find someone that you could go on board with and cover on a lap. We'll do that later on towards the end. You have more time. We'll talk about some stuff which you're definitely aware of because you were the ones who developed it. Is the stewarding rule, new stewarding rules for this season, which has quite a lot of them. What have been the main changes that the drivers have got to be aware about for this season?
So we implemented a couple of changes this season. Basically, at one, we're always trying to improve. We don't want to stand still. If you stand still, you go backwards. So we're always continually evolving from the community feedback and experiences that we've had ourselves. So we're always trying to improve. Now, all the new rules are all on the SimGrid One Hub page, so please check them out. So the major ones are, so now, as you know, sometimes there'll be a stewards incident and the stewards will request footage. Well, now it's imperative that drivers supply their footage if given, so please record all your footage. I also recommend doing what my father does, which is stream on YouTube, and then at the end of the race he also saves the footage just in case. So now if you fail to supply footage when requested by the stewards, you could get a 5-second penalty.
Unless you're at fault. Unless you admit
exactly.
fault.
Yes, exactly. If you go, my bad, really sorry, then obviously we're not going to compound it. But if you're going to say, well, it wasn't my fault, but I haven't got footage, then we have the ability then to issue penalties, and if continual offenders, well, it might increase. So that's rule number one change. Another change we've made is how we judge incidents with overtaking. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail on this. It's all clearly written in the on the SimGrid page, but it's the 50% rule that we have to encourage better driving. So now, basically the overtaking driver must be 50% alongside at the point the defending driver turns into the corner at a natural racing line. So it's more towards the real Formula One, but we're amateurs. We're not professional racing drivers. So we've got to cater for both. So that's one rule. Like I said, have a look on the SimGrid site, and it goes into a bit more detail. So the final major change we've got now is the championship. The penalties for incidents. Now, this is one that I'm very proud of, and I think it's a very good rule, and I'm certain, and it was actually one of the members of the community who actually suggested this. And when I saw it, I went, genius.
From the feedback form.
From the feedback form. So, we break down incidents now into green incident, yellow, orange, and red. Obviously, green being not so bad, red being naughty boy or naughty girl. So, for a 5 to 10 second penalty, so if you get issued a 5-second penalty, for example, sometimes you won't lose a place. So we will say 1 place drop. So it's 5 seconds or 1 place, whichever's greater. 10 seconds, 2 places, or whatever's greater. So that's what we're going to do now, because what we didn't want is drivers doing something so bad that it warranted a 15-second time penalty, and due to circumstances, they wouldn't get punished. So I think it's something that we've addressed well. We also think it'll encourage better driving.
Yes.
Bit more jeopardy when you're overtaking. You've got to do it cleanly. You can go, whereas some instance you go, sod it, I'll take the 5 seconds. Well, now you can't afford to, because you've got to, because you'd lose a position. So I really think this will improve the driving standards as well. And in all fairness, last year it was very, very good. We had very few incidents. Credit to all the 60 drivers. There wasn't many stewards incidents at all. So one thing we are keeping is championship points deductions for things like ready up penalties. So for new drivers, you mustn't ready up at any point. So the only
person that does it is a tier coordinator, which you will be made aware of when we start the season.
Yes, precisely. So just let the time tick down. That gives, because we have 2 pit stops, you've got to give time for the drivers to organise their pit strategies and their fuel and any setup tweaks they want to do, and that gives everyone plenty of time then. But that covers it all. Like I said, please take a look at our rules on the SibGrid page before next week, just to get yourself a bit more clear on the rules. And please message any admins. Feel free to message myself at any point if you have any questions.
Yes, I think mainly message the stewards about the stewarding rules. So that is yourself, Carl, and who are the other stewards, for those of you that are unaware?
We got myself, Rageman, Kingan, and Scorpion.
Of course, Kingan is not racing this season, but he's still a steward. So he's pretty much going to be, I think, one of the, as well as Nick, going to be one of the impartial stewards. To say if like Colin or Colin, Scorpion, or Rageman get involved in an incident, then of course they can't steward their own incident. It's unfair. But the Kingan, of course, Kingan, of course, could step in and be like, that is what it needs to go, basically. So that is why it's good to have an impartial steward. And another thing to add as well.
Exactly, and another thing as well. If some of you may or may not know him, my father races JR Mason 54. John. I never get involved in his decisions, John. Yeah, I never get involved in his. That I don't even voice my opinion. Just there's never going to be a conflict of interest with me and Dad. We're not that type of people, but just to eliminate any conflict of interest that there could be, any bias.
Same with teammates. Same with teammates as well.
Yeah.
So say if, like last season, Kingan was my teammate for quite a bit. Kingan does not look at my incidents at all. So like if I'm involved in an incident, which is hardly ever, he doesn't look at it. He lets the other stewards look at it, because obviously it could affect the constructors and stuff like that. Same with Rageman. I think more than likely Rageman's going to team up with Fuzzy Bear again. So,
great.
Yeah.
I'd like to do a little lap with Lesty. He's just about to start his lap.
A returner to One Hub Racing. He's been who hasn't raced in One Hub Racing for ages. But Colin, take it away.
So here he goes now. So just gone through the flat out first section. He comes into this very tricky section. Now trying to get the power down out of this corner is a nightmare. But he does it quite nicely, actually. So he's heading down now onto the Wellerton Straight, using a bit of overtake. Now he's got to be careful not to use too much of that, because you can completely use all your deployment. So he's into left field. Very nice line, carrying good speed. Doesn't lock it up. Takes it to the outside, carries nice speed. heading towards Copse. Infamous Copse corner from 2021. Is he flat out? Certainly is. Carries good speed into the best set of corners on the calendar, in my opinion. Maggots and Beckett's, absolutely tremendous. Didn't quite get the second part of that right, but he's still going down the straight, nice speed. Using a bit more overtake. I think there we go. His deployment's all used, so he's going to struggle now as he comes around through Stowe. Mercedes nicely getting out of the way and into the club chicane. Very nice, nice and smooth. Heading across the line, and it's going to be a 27.333, and he improves by 0.2. Good lap.
That was a good lap from Lesty as he tries to find some times on the board. And but by the way, great lap. Commentated by Mr. Colin Mason for his first full-time commentary season debut. By the way, interesting story. When you commentated on Portugal, I remember you jinxed your dad, didn't you?
I did jinx him. He did about 4 corners and went in the wall and lost the wheel. And what was funny is after the race, chatting with Dad, and he went, "You were commentating on me when I crashed in quali, didn't I?" I went, "Yes." "Sorry." He went, "I knew it." So I'm praying I don't do any commentary curses now in P3 next year.
Yeah.
Or this season covered.
Yeah, who knows? John could be in P3 again. You never know. Or we could be in P2.
It could be.
He could be. I think it's going to be cutting it tight on who's going to end up in which tier. But I've noticed by following a lot of these sessions now, including the ones that we set up privately, there is a lot of fast drivers this season already.
Yeah, definitely. One thing I'm going to do, just out of curiosity, is I'm going to compare the average lap time from season 24 to season 23, and I think season 23 is going to be significantly quicker.
Oh, do you think?
I think so.
But we have seen a few people who have improved on their lap times compared to last season. Bryn is the fastest time. He matches Ben Mills by quite a bit, actually, with a 1:25.2. Jordan is going to be heading towards Woodcote. Now Fozzie Bear's going to dive it into the pit. So most people are on out laps. Of course, we've got Larkin where we're riding on board. One of our newest additions to the admin team as well. So good to have him on board. Of course, he has experience being admin in other leagues. He's brought brilliant improvements to the league as well. So nice to have him. He's probably provided some good banter in the admin chats recently, especially in one of our partners' 5-lap championship as well. We had a lot of fun with him. So good to have him on board as a new addition to the admin team as well.
Oh, definitely. I've known Larkin for quite a while now. Absolutely top bloke. A lot of fun. Very hard racer, but clean racer.
A champion.
Yeah, he's a champion. He's a fantastic addition to the admin team. Really, really good. So his lap time in the minute, Larkin, is a 26.471. Now, last season, he did a 26.138. So let's see if he can improve on that and see how close he can get or if he can beat it.
You never know, he can beat it as well. And I like the second season of a game cycle because we get to compare and see if they improved quite a bit as well. Sometimes the massive improvement needed is potentially enough to get into the next tier above. Sometimes it's not enough to do that, mainly because they might have produced slower lap times in general as well. But of course, we have to wait and see what happens. Here is Red Matt as well, another driver who we thought wasn't going to race this season. He's racing this season as well. He races on the PC platform now as well. He's a very quick driver. He got the shortest qualifying time, I believe, last season, and he won that award. He wasn't expecting it, so his race pace wasn't the best, but his qualifying pace was definitely good. So I'm expecting him to set the lap times alight as well. Dr. Muse, one of our new drivers, good to have him on board. Giacomundo, who I raced with last season, he has improved a lot since the season has gone on last season, and he's probably quicker than me in most tracks, in quite a few tracks now. So we'll see what Jack can do in the Alfa Romeo, and he does not improve at all, and he's going to go again later on. So let's just go on board with Red Matt, as Larkin, by the way, goes third fastest with a 26.1. So you said if Larkin can improve, he does improve.
Yeah, so he's only 8 thousandths off his last season's time. Oh, as there's a driver trying to reverse back into the pit lane in front of Red Matt. That put him off into the chicane a bit.
That did.
Yeah, 26.7 for Red Matt, but yeah, he was a bit distracted by the other car in front there.
He got a bit scrammy, I think, for his Stowe.
Yeah. But Giacomondo, I'm actually really looking forward to watching in the new season. First season last year.
Nick's workmate.
Yeah, and I believe it was his first ever league racing season as well, not just with one hub.
Yes.
So the experience he would have gained last year now. Yeah, oh, brilliant. And you could see each race that his racing skills were improving, and his wheel-to-wheel was improving. So I'm really hoping he can make a step forward. And I'm going to put him as a dark horse. I suspect he'll be in P3.
I think the times he set at the moment, it looks like he could be P3, but you never know, he could improve.
He could improve. But if he's in P3, he's going to be my dark horse for a top 3 at the end of the season.
Oh, I wonder what Nick's dark horse is going to be as well, potentially. I think I'm going to set a commentator's a task to predict the top 3 in the tier that they're in, plus a dark horse, the one that they could, the one that surprises a lot of them. So that could be interesting indeed as well. So I literally don't know, of course, because the tiers haven't been decided. We don't know who's going to do potentially well. We could see a 2-time champion in the form of Timo, potentially. I've seen Timo's time from a private session he did. That I believe he matched the time that he did last season, if I'm not too mistaken. So, of course, we'll potentially see him in the P1 tier, but who, of course, is going to join him remains to be seen, as Leslie, unfortunately, invalidated his run. Matthias, I believe, is another driver that's impressed me that so far in qualifying night. He's a qualifier. I know he is. And he's gotten better in terms of his racecraft. He's got quite a few podiums last season. He's a lot better. And I think he's another, if he ends up in P3, he's another dark horse, I think, for the title this season.
Oh, definitely. I think he was brilliant at times last season. At the start, his wheel-to-wheel wasn't as good as it could have been, but you could see as the season went on, he got used to the mechanics of the new game a bit, and you could see it improving. But if Matthias can just limit any mistakes and just improve his consistency in the races, he's going to be a big force.
I think a lot of people are already forces to be reckoned with as well. And for those of you that are wondering, qualifying night is not just what we take into consideration, because otherwise it's a bit mean if we just consider qualifying night, because we consider if they raced in one hub before, how have they performed in a league racing environment there. Like last season is a really big indicator for a lot of drivers. For returning drivers that have been in one hub before, looking at previous seasons at one hub, how they performed there, what tier were they in, were they champion or something like that, how will their race pace there as well. And there's quite a lot of new drivers this season, which is amazing, by the way. And a lot of them have raced in leagues before. So we look
it's great to see so many new drivers, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And we look at the paces from the leagues that they race in as well, so we know how they do perform in certain tracks. And for ones like, for example, your Jack from last season, we can't get a gauge of what their time is in other leagues because they haven't raced in leagues. I believe there's another one of Nick's workmates who's racing for the first time this season as well. So I think qualifying night we look at, and maybe time trial as well, but for new drivers that have not league raced before, qualifying night I think is the only gauge we can get. But for other drivers who have league raced before, there's a lot of gauges that we can consider in terms of deciding who is placed where.
Yeah, I mean, I love quali night. It's very unique. in league racing. It's brilliant. It's a bit of pressure. It's. I think it's the best format out there for determining tiers, because some drivers, they can set a time trial, a great one after 100 odd laps, but
when
can they do it
race,
when it matters? This is a good gauge, a very good gauge.
yeah, we and we can look at the Silverstone race as well. It was the penultimate round. We can look at that race, see how they've done there as well, just to see the times as well, the qualifying times, the race pace times as well. So I think we got more than an additional factor just the quality night. Luckily, we raced here last season, so ones who maybe weren't as quick tonight, but maybe were quicker in the quality night. Bearing in mind, practice is a lot slower, but what do you think the difference is between practice and short quali?
It's just the overall grip, really. The track is very, very green, which the game simulates. So there's not a lot of rubber down. So it's just a genuine, overall lack of grip, front and rear. It's, I think, from memory, it's about 8/10 between practice and quali.
So that's a very good gauge then. So we can look at their qualifying times from Silverstone, minus 8/10, and see actually. Well, to be fair, short qualifying had more grip, but yeah, we can see. Yeah. Oh, they didn't do well in qualifying night, but they were so much quicker in the race and taking into effect their practice time. So that is something we will consider as well. So we are keeping an eye on certain sandbaggers. We know who you are, but I haven't seen that much sandbaggers today actually, which is great to see. I even seen the likes of Quinn, who I thought was sandbag, who's like, I want to go quicker. I think he's keen.
Yeah, brilliant, isn't it?
I like drivers like that like, I want to go quicker. I was chatting to one of the new drivers, Ben Mills, who's saying, I want to try and get a quicker time. He doesn't want a sandbag, which I love as well. There's a lot of drivers that were keen to get into the top tier as well. They want to race against the creme de la creme, the best of the best. Because if you want to do the best, you've got to beat the best. Let's go on board with Quinn, actually. We haven't been on board at all with Quinn today as well. I've raced with him many a times, and he's a clean racer in general as well. He's one of our admin team members in charge of the engine wear this season and last season as well, and is one of our, if things go according to plan in terms of tier placements, he's probably going to be one of the tier coordinators this season as he heads towards the Valen Club chicane. I think it's going to be an improvement, but by how much from... Oh, no, it's not an improvement. Ooh. But it's consistent. Consistent from Quinn, which is what we like to see. Matthias is a 10th up, though. So we'll see what he could do in that Ferrari, Colin.
Here he goes, into the club chicane. Is he going to get it nice and clean? Good apex. Rides the second curb, nail the throttle. Cross the line. It's going to be a 26.819. What a lap from Matthias. That's tremendous.
We went quicker in the last session, I believe.
Wow.
So I've been very impressed with Matthias. That's another great lap from
Quinn as well.
Yeah, very good lap from Quinn. I'm not sure if it was an improvement or not, but it was quick.
No, I think 26.2 I think he did in the previous session, which was brilliant. He really
26 is... 26.2, I swear he did a 26.3.
Oh, 26.3 was it? Ooh,
oh, no, was it the 5:30? I wasn't at the 5:30 session, so I didn't know. But anyway, qualifying night session 4, but session 3 streamed, is now done. Let's go on board with the drivers about to finish their laps. Bryn is the fastest out on circuit currently as he exits the hangar straight in towards Stowe Corner. Takes it nicely on that apex, and now he's got the final few corners to negotiate. The one who did very well in the Dakota race as well when I was commentating on him. Not the best final corner, but it's going to be a 25.3. But again, still consistency is key. He was purple in the final sector, though. His teammate, I believe, is about to... No, he's going into the pit lane. That is Quinn. We've got Jordan, who's about to finish off his lap as well. Who, of course, from ERT. He did have a brief retirement, but he's now back in league racing, which is great to see. The only league he's racing in this season. So it's great to see that he is prioritising us this season. Good choice. As Larkin, I believe, is one of the ones who's going to be setting the next lap time. He's third at the moment. Can he get into the 25? Oh! Only
close.
Just close. And that was... almost at the 125, but I know he wants to try and beat that. As Papa Squanch has got disqualified, which is annoying. So I'm going to try and dive down his time from the stream. But we will note your time, Papa, don't worry. As that is it then. No one was able to improve that much from their final laps, but that is session 3 done. What did you think?
Yeah, that was a great session, actually. I thought it was Bryn, another brilliant set of laps that he did there, which will put him near the top overall. And he drove so well last year, especially, like you said, in Texas in the rain. It was a tremendous drive, that was.
He did race on PS back in the day as well, didn't he? And now he races on PC. So we've got Bryn, Ren Matney, Clark Larkin, Lukey, Quinn, Donna, Ali B, Jordan, Matthias, Lesty, Rageman, Jack, Fozzie Bear, Dr. Mew, and then we got Cosmic, and then we got a few disqualifications. Papa, I do believe, set a lap time. Let me just do screenshots for Lukey, because otherwise Lukey will kill me. Yeah, that is that session done. And Colin, it was a pleasure for you to join me. Stellar job, I have to say, and good warm-up for you heading into next week in Australia.
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait to commentate for Australia. It's going to be brilliant. So I think the tier announcements will be somewhere around Wednesday, I believe.
Tuesday,
somewhere
Wednesday. It does depend on
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah. So it does depend on if we get the stuff done in time as well. You may as well stay for this bit as I drag the next commentator into the commentary booth, and he didn't have to do this on this special day, but he is doing it anyway. Please welcome the birthday boy, Mr. Jamie. Jamie, happy birthday, and secondly, how are you doing? Jamie?
Yeah, hello guys, yeah, I'm doing quite well, and hello?
Hello, I can hear you, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm doing quite well, and it's been a good day, and looking forward to this action. Hopefully we should get some good lap times in. And how's the day gone? I haven't really thought it too much, but how has Colin Knight gone so far?
Well, Colin could tell you what happened in the last one, especially, because it was a good session to commentate on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was brilliant. So the quickest time we had was Bryn with a 25.2. Larkin beat his time from last season to do a 26 flat, which I think he'd be pleased with. So it's going to be interesting to see where everyone ends up with those with the tiers. It's going to be... I've noticed that the lap times are super close. Super close.
I'm excited to see the final... I think it's going to be the final stream session as well, which will give me a chance to do the final session, because I want to go quicker than what I did. So I might do another set. I might race in the last session as well, which will be interesting. But we are about to get underway. Colin, I will let you go. It's been a pleasure, young sir.
Thank you very much.
And I will see you. Well, the people will see you in next week, 6 p.m. commentating alongside Nick. I'm very excited, and please do not jinx me if I end up in P3.
You're going to get kicked out of the admin. Can't wait. So looking forward to talking to you all next Sunday at 6 p.m. for P3 tier in Australia. Let's go. Goodbye all.
Bye, Colin. Thank you for
Yeah.
joining us. And let's change scenes. And we only got 15 drivers in this session. I think a lot of people are joining us from the last one. So there's a lot of medium runs at the moment. So let's go through the ones. So here we got Bryn, who was faster in the last session. He's back with us. We've got Chalkers, we've got Lakitu, we've got Red Matt, we've got Felix, we've got Ghost, we've got Specialist, we've got Papa Squanch, we've got Ali B, we got Waitsy, and we got someone. I'm not the only girl in the league anymore. We've got Speed Queen as well. I know her very well. And it'll be interesting to see what she can do. Jordan as well, who was in the last session. Another birthday boy, Casper, is here. We've got Samba. Of course, we've got Lukey and Marcy. We may have more joining as the session goes on, but that is your drivers who's going to be taking part in the last stream session of the evening. First of all, Silverstone. Really lovely track, a high-speed track in certain corners. A lot could be taken at full throttle. Are you a big fan of this circuit, Jamie?
Yeah, I quite like it. Yeah, it's a really good track, like proper high speed track, you know. And yeah, I preferred it when it was the old bridge corner, but the new sections certainly do add a bit of racing element, even though I'm not the biggest fan of it. But yeah, it's still a fun track, one of the fastest on the calendar, and you have to be brave to be quick around here.
Yep, exactly. I think you'll probably agree with this, but I'm really glad to see Lakiti back in league racing in One Hub. I am really excited to see what he could do. Of course, he hasn't been on the game in a while, so he may be a bit rusty. He's used to being top tier pace, fighting for championships, but I think he's kind of like borderline P1, P2 pace, I think, for Lakiti. So we'll see what he can do as he's about to go into the loop now. I'm trying to see who else to go on board with at the moment, as we're seeing a lot of meantime. 25.6 on the mediums. Bryn, that is impressive. I know they don't count, but that is quick from the driver that has done very well tonight in qualifying night.
Good marker for him, and yeah, you can definitely go, I'd say, half a second quicker on the soft. So yeah, that's a good lap for him, and yeah, give him some confidence. Obviously, yeah, he sort of joined late last season, had some good pace last season. Maybe not the results he wanted, but yeah, he's definitely got pace. And obviously, to fresh out this season, he'll be fancy his chance to maybe fight for a title and possibly, most likely, the top tier this season.
Yeah, I think I'm almost certain he's going to be that, but you never know. Let's go on board with a driver then, as Speed Queen heads toward. I think she's backing off, maybe. No, I think she's going to. That is an interesting tactic. I haven't seen much of this done, by the way, where they do a out lap, then they do a banker lap where they use no ERS at all, and then they do another lap. I see why they do it on the mediums, because they get a bit of heat. I didn't do that this time because I just got used to the game so much more. But that is what she's doing, which is fair enough, as she heads towards the loop, past Aintree and into the Wellington Straight now. So yeah, I haven't seen many people do it, but since it is simulated as 25%, I thought only a few people would do it. But there we go. She is doing it, getting a bit of a feel for the track though.
It's down to personal preference, really. It's just how you feel, and yeah, when you approach, obviously, this section here, this is the most brilliant section of Formula 1 racing. We've got Cops, and then we're going to approach the amazing Margaret, Beckett and Chapel section. This section is so difficult, especially in the practice session, not much grip, and yeah, it looks quite smooth through here, but this corner catch shot they put to Chapel. How's she going to do it? Oh, she looks pretty good through there, nice and solid, and yeah, she's a good bit up on the lap, but I think she's building up. I don't think this is a proper push lap yet. I think she's got more pace. I
think she's got more pace as well, potentially, and I wonder if she's going to abort that run and go into the pit lane. No, she's going on another run. Okay, she's going to finish off this one, but she's on medium, so it's potentially she's going to find some more time later on in the session. She's got time, and she's obviously got more sessions later on as well. Anyone else on a lap time? We've got Jordan Lane, who is on the mediums as well. He's about 7 attempts down, so we'll go on board with someone. I think he's the only one on a lap, so we'll just watch him as he heads towards Cops.
He's bit down, but yeah, he's on a lap. I think he's on none, so I'm assuming he's going to come into the pits again at
Yes.
this lap. But yeah, we're keeping board with him. He's still pushing though. Obviously, I tend to this. I like to push on my out laps because I like to know. Obviously, you're not going to use a tyre again. But I like to know if they could find any improvements. But yeah, he's going to come in the pits, and I believe Waitsy is on an out lap, but he's way back at the Roten straight. It's doing a long time before he starts lap, so I think especially so he's just come out the pits. Really good bit of a lull at the moment in the session. There's I think George may be on the lap on the mediums.
Chalkers?
Yeah, Chalkers. Yeah, he's maybe on the lap on the mediums. Yeah, he is, and he's just finished Sector 1 now. He's going to approach Cops. How could he take it? Will he take it flat out? I think he should. I think he can take it flat out. Yes, he does. Runs a bit wide, then that's validate his lap. Yeah, that is so easy to do. Just taking a little bit too much into the apex and you run too wide. You cannot carry the speed, and that's a bit of a mistake for him there. But it's a medium run, so it doesn't really count, and you become aborted and coming straight back into the pits.
Yeah, I think a few people have aborted that one as well. Papa Squancho unfairly got disqualified from the last session. We will make a note of his time just in case he doesn't improve on this session, but he's purple in Sector 1 right now, so it looks like a decent improvement, but that is against the drivers around him, believe it or not, as well. So we will keep an eye on this as it continues, as he heads towards Cop's Corner. We will talk about some certain features of Season 24 as well, whilst we're here as well, because we don't just talk about lap times, we want to talk about the season in general as well. And there's one thing that we haven't talked about, but we will do that in a second.
Yep, that'll be interesting to see. Yeah, Papa is on a lap here. We're going to finish it, and yeah, obviously Season 24, we like to innovate throughout the seasons, and I've got a few new additions to the league, got a few interesting things, and we don't like to stand still and want to racing, because I think if you stand still, you just get left behind. So yeah, we try to innovate. Sometimes the things don't work out, but majority of the times they do. Nick seems to have a good idea of what's going on, and that's a half decent bank lap there by Papa, a 27.2. That's a good lap stats, Schmidt. That's a good lap you can work on.
Yeah, that is pretty decent from Papa. Of course, a new driver, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do here as Lakitu. He is the next driver on a lap time as he heads towards the Maggot and Beckett section. You've got to nail that absolutely right. It's kind of like a deal breaker for some drivers, including myself. Usually, if I mess up the Maggot and Beckett's lap, it completely ruins the rest of the lap as he heads towards Stowe Corner. And now heading towards Verdun Club chicane. Takes it quite cautiously this lap time. So I think this could be maybe 25.9. Kitu, that is very impressive from the Aston Martin driver, a driver that has been a top tier driver before. He's definitely not sandbagging, I can tell you that. Waits, he did a 126.0, Specialist a 126.7, and we got Papa, who is just backed off his run. Ghost is on another one. Ghost, I feel like, based on all the sessions today, I feel like he's got the most to gain. I think he could go quicker than what he's shown tonight.
Yeah, Ghost had some really impressive races last season. He was a title contender with the P3 tier last season. Yeah, I think he's definitely capable of pushing to the P2 tier. And yeah, he had some very strong races. Obviously, we did. I had some semi-close battles with him, but he tended to be a bit further up the road. But yeah, he has got some good pace, and let's see how he can do his first lap on the soft. So I expect him to get to 26s by the end of this session. So we'll see what he does now. I believe he might be a 27 to start off with, but I think he'll definitely go quicker than that as this progresses. And obviously, Lakitu, he's a former top-tier champion. It's good to see him back. And Waitsy, obviously, we know he's desperate to improve, and that's a much better lap from him what I've seen the past few days. A 26.
He did get into the 25s in the last session.
Oh well, there we go. He wanted to get into them, and he did. They did find that pace in the end, which is good to see. And obviously, he's desperate to get in the top tier, and that might give him a fighting chance at that.
Yeah, exactly. We may as well talk about the prizes going into this season. And, of course, most of them to be confirmed because we are still contacting our sponsors. But we got the Drivers' Championship. The top three in the Drivers' Championship will win a £50 voucher that they can use on PS or Amazon. and a nice trophy to boot as well. Second and third place in the Drivers' Championship, they also get trophies in their tiers, as well as free entry into next season. It used to be the top 5, they get free entry into the following season, but it's only the top 3 this time, so plenty of opportunities for drivers to try and get into the top 3, and the Constructors' champions from each division will also get free entry into next season. So some lovely prizes there as well, and we have the entry fee, and all of the money goes back into the league itself and investing into the prizes and just making in general the league better, as Casper goes into P2. That is more like what we were expecting from Casper.
Yeah, it's good that from there. Obviously, another former top tier driver last season, and yeah, it's going to be very difficult to place these drivers between the first and second tier. It's going to be a lot of times that are very close, so that's going to be an interesting job. They got them, and yeah, the prizes are brilliant. I've got a fair few I can see up on my table here, so yeah, it's definitely
I got
worth
a trophy.
it.
I got the Go and Get Stuff Award trophy.
That's good. Yeah, I've got a couple of them, and
I've got 2 Driver of the Month medals. One which had the old One Hub Racing logo, and then one with the ERT logo. So there we go.
Nice.
And that the first one I got, I can't remember why I got the first one. Was it because I got a podium or something? It must have been because I got a podium.
Yeah. I think it was Austria, was it?
Yeah, it was because I got a first it was my first podium was, I think, why I got it. And then the second one because I got my first win. So, yeah. That is, I believe that's making an appearance. So basically we look at the tier coordinators, look at the results from each tier, their tier, and decide which of their drivers deserve to be nominated for Driver of the Month. And it's always a tough task each month to decide that, because there's some very consistent drivers that do well as well. As Lukey's about to get ready for the next session, which won't be streamed because I need some food very soon. This will be going since 6 o'clock as well. We still got 15 minutes to go until the end of this one, but thanks for bearing with us. It's been a good stream so far. We've got a few people in the chat as well. Red Matt is hoping for much better luck than he's had in the qualifying night so far. And Mike saying he's back from the shop. What did I miss? A lot of quick drivers, I have to say as well. But
Amber, quick line here.
Oh, so Amber.
25. Yeah, and he ran out of deployment at Stowe. Maybe he can manage battery a little bit better. He may go quicker than that, but yeah, he's definitely been using the tactic of using overtake down the straights. But he ran out of battery towards the end, so I think he's not too fussed about the corner speed. He just wants a straight line performance.
That's what I did. I basically used about 3% on like the Hamilton. I think it was the Hamilton straight, the Wellington straight, a bit on Woodcote, and a bit on the Hangar straight, and that was it. And then I ran out, I think, on the exit of Stowe. And you could lose a lot of time through there as well, potentially. They are allowed to use overtake, by the way. It is allowed. And it is about, as Colin was saying, it was about 8 tenths slower compared to short qualifying as well. So we'll see what these drivers can do as specialists, as using a bit of overtake through the straights. Right on Q as well. Big improvement from him so far in this qualifying night session. A lot better than what we've seen in the past as well. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do.
Yeah, it'd be good to see how. Obviously, this is the crunch time. This is where the track gets better and better. So yeah, we expect to see a lot of guys. The majority of guys will definitely be in that laps here, especially. He's on a decent lap so far. Obviously, he's been a regular appearer in the middle tiers ever since race 1 race. He's always been a good race. So he's had a couple of podiums, I believe, and yeah, he hasn't quite got that win yet, but that might be in his sights for this season. Yeah,
if he's in P2 this season, I think he could be a dark horse to get at least one win, because there's always something in each tier where there's always a race where chaos happens and then we get a shock winner. It always happens.
Definitely.
So it could happen for Specialist, not gonna lie. He's consistent as well, as Ghost now finishes off his lap 2.
Yeah, he's in the pit, so he must have he invalidated his lap, so he came in the pit. Yeah, Specialist put to 26.3, which is another decent lap there by him. And We'll see if Lakitu, is he on that? No, he's on a lap. He's on a lap. So we're going board with Papa in the Williams car. He's a 10th and a half up in the first sector. So can he get the 26s? As I think he might have done in the last session I saw, but after he maybe go a little bit quicker here, as he has plenty of room coming out of hops there, so not risking your validation at all. Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel, these are just immense corners. Oh, what? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, a bit of delay there. I saw that, and yeah, that is his lap over. He was looking at a good lap as well.
He went wrong before that, and then he had that moment just there.
Yeah. There's a Chalkers has also spun it on in the exit of
Where is
Chapel
Chalkers?
as well. So there's a few. Yeah, he's just spun it in Chapel and he's recovered. Yeah, so he's got a bit too much speed coming out of Beckett's there, I believe, and just the car said no.
So I believe he's backed off of this one and potentially going to go and dive it into the pits as well. So, yeah. Overall, we did have a 63 sign-ups so far, but only 60 places. So there could be some drivers that maybe have not turned up tonight that should have turned up, so we would have ruled them out. And then we might have drivers that are too slow and drivers that are too quick. So that is how we will decide who gets a place in the league. And if you're in the middle ground, you can always determine yourself you're safe. But to be honest, I think I could see there's a few drivers that have not turned up tonight at all. So we could definitely rule them out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, might join a late session, never know. But Jordan, there, I was on board with him. He had to go up there in the mid 26s. Obviously, he's another guy that tends to be in the middle tiers, and obviously he had a bit of a break, I believe. I think he might have beaten my record for the shortest of time ever from league racing. But yeah, it's good to see him back. And Speed Quinn's about to finish up. This is going to be her first lap on the soft tyres. What can she do? Can she get the 26s, or is it going to be a 27? It's going to be a 26-1. That is a pretty quick lap. That is an impressive lap by Speed Quinn on her first. I believe that's her first lap in qualifying night on the proper tyre.
Wow, I did have some. I told Colin that she was going to be racing this season, and Colin was like, "Oh, I know her. She's quick." She is. And interesting facts about her as well. I helped her get into this league because I was like, you should join this league, it'll be great, blah, 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 blah. As well as me, she's part of the Rock the Rig development program for Red Bull Sim Racing. She is a Red Bull Sim Racing development program driver, just like myself. And she won the F1 Esports inaugural Women's Wildcard event. I think it was 2020 or 2021. And she was a pro exhibition driver in 2021 as well. So, yeah, she is quick. I was expecting it to be quick, but not this quick. I wonder if she. I was expect. I was hoping she could be my teammate, but at this rate, she'll probably be in a higher division than me.
No, and that's unlikely at the moment. Wait's about to finish up. Can he improve? We're going to see. He's sort of matching the sector times. Can he get good last sector? He does improve slightly, but it's not into the 25s. So when Bryn, I believe, is about to finish lap here.
Let's look at Bryn.
He did lap on mediums, so he can definitely get 24s maybe. I don't know. Let's have a look. Cross the line.
Oh, she did. I think his fastest lap time last session was a 25.2. I think he wants to get into the 24 so badly. Lakita's had a bit of a spin, which is a bit unfortunate right now as well.
In the loop section. Yep, he's had it in the loop section, so that's his lap ruined. He may be able to save his battery and his tyres down and go again as Ghosts on a flat lap here. I'll expect him to go quicker than that, so let's see what he can do with Maggots and Beckett's. See how his car looks quite stable for here, looks very balanced for here, I have to say. Can he get better than he did last time? Yes, he's a bit more better than he was last time. He's half a second up. So
go on,
good
Ghost.
Last sector, maybe getting 26s here, but a good last sector. And see two people near managed to sneak a 26s somehow, so let's see if Ghost can.
Yeah, we will see, of course. Runner-up from last season. And he did a very good job. He's picked up a few wins. A driver that I've loved racing in that league. 27.0. That is more like it for Ghost right now. I think that is his quickest lap time so far in this qualifying night session. As Waitsy goes into the pit lane. The Keto, I believe, is going to go on another run very, very soon as well. And it's just great to see the amount of new drivers we've got as well. And I think most of the new drivers have been very impressive. Of course, coming into this session, I think Lukey and myself and Colin and Waitsy, it was me, Lukey and Waitsy, we were just looking at drivers from last season and thinking who could be placed where. And I think we've been blown out of the water with how quick a lot of these new drivers have been.
Yeah, it's going to be a very tough discussion of placements here. There's going to be a lot of tough decisions being made as George is on he's on the softs now. Can he get this lap on the board? Obviously, had a couple of attempts in the session, but hasn't got the laps on. But yeah, I expect this to be a quick lap because he tends to be a potentially top tier driver.
Yeah, I think he's has potential to be in top tier this season. I can't remember what his lap time is, but George, he's gonna head towards the final corner. What's it gonna be for Chalkers? 26.4. So not the fastest time he set tonight, but he can improve. Specialist has invalidated. What about Ghosty goes into the pit lane? Lakitu goes into the pit lane as well. So does Casper. A lot of drivers are going into the pit lane. I think Jordan's going to be the next driver on a lap time as well. We've got Papa Squanch on the lap as well. He's probably going to find some improvement. He's got. I think he was in the 26s last session. Can he get in the 26s now? 27.1. So he does improve, but still more time to be found, of course. Like, they do have different fuel loads for each lap. I don't go for lower fuel loads straight away because I want to have a delta, because if I go cool quick straight away, if I go slower, then I just get so demotivated. So a lot of drivers will be changing different fuel loads for different runs in the session.
Yeah, you'll make sure you go on the right fuel at the right time. Jordan's a good lap here. It's 2 temps up, so he maybe get around the specialist and George if he matches his middle sector. But yeah, Jordan's on a half decent lap here. But it's so easy to lose all your time you gained in the club section. It's so easy just to run a little bit too deep or turn a little bit too early or go on the throttle a little bit too early. Like Jordan has there, he's on the throttle a little bit too early. That might have lost him some time. And it has, but it's still a 26.4. That's still a good lap there by Jordan. But I think without that moment, he maybe could have gotten the 26.3s.
Yeah, I think he could as well. That was still an impressive lap time for Jordan as well, not gonna lie. I think he's done a few sessions tonight, so he's a bit more aware about what's happening. I know Samba can go quicker as well. Let's go on board with him. Samba, who has been in one hub many times as well, as he exits the Cops corner. Very nicely done, completely flat out from the ERT driver. Plenty of sponsors and partners this season. ERT is one of them. And all the ERT drivers get free entry into this season because the sponsorship money that ERT send to us pretty much funds the entry for those drivers, as he's used his overtake really early, and he's used all his deployment.
Yeah, I did this last time. Yeah, this last one. Yeah.
But I wonder if that's still going to be improvement though, as he exits the club chicane up to the line, as he goes fastest 25.1. Wow.
Yeah, nice lap there by Samba.
Not the fastest tonight though.
But it'd be right up there. In the top 3, I reckon. With that.
Top 2. I think it's top 2. It's top 2. I think Richards was a 24.9. I think it was.
Yeah, that's a really fast lap by him. But yeah, I think Samba would be happy at that though. I think he'd be happy with that. And obviously, he probably won't have time to do another, I don't think, because 4.5 minutes to go. So yeah, he's done the session, but I think he'd be ecstatic for that lap. There's got a few more guys at 5 laps now. I believe Lakitu may be finishing a lap. He's a few temps up. So Lakitu is definitely he's a bit quicker than I thought he would be. I'm actually quite impressed at how quick Lakitu's been going tonight.
I thought he would have been in the 26s tonight.
Yeah, this is impressive for him, and he's quicker on this lap, so maybe he can get to the mid 25s here.
Go on, Lakitu, as he goes up to the line. Wow.
Yeah, that is an impressive lap by
that is impressive than I thought. And he uses ERS well as well, because he only just ran out up to the line as well. So that was a very good lap time from Lakitu.
And Speed Queen, she's gone into the 25, so 25.9. So Speed Queen, maybe getting into the conversation, the top tier here. That is impressive.
There's a lot of people in the 125, so the cut-off could be, I think, a bit higher than last season.
Yeah, because I was thinking it was going to be like a 26.1, 26.2.
I was expecting 26.0. I thought was the cut-off point for P1, but I think it could be a lot higher. So I think
Yeah,
it always happens in the second season of 100 Racing. Every tier is faster than the previous season, which
Yeah,
is
'cause
bad
obviously
news
back on
for
the
us too.
Yeah, I mean, I
'Cause
did slightly improve on my last season time, but yeah, I don't tend to improve much in the season as Casper's gone way off. He's into the barrier, whereas Perez nearly binned it in a sprint a couple of years ago. So
Fair
yeah,
play to still him doing qualifying night on his birthday.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be driving on my birthday personally. Obviously, the original plan was to do Monaco pre-season race on this day, and obviously that.
Well,
delay.
we didn't tell everybody that qualifying night was meant to be on the 7th. So
Yeah,
and we wanted to give people a fair chance to practice. So
Yeah,
I was meant to be missing it because it was on my birthday, and Mike was meant to be streaming all of it. But now the tables are turned.
yeah, definitely. Most cost line now doesn't improve, and I believe he's run out of hot laps, so his session's over. He's going to 27.0, and got a lot of guys down on out laps. I believe as Chalkers he's on a slow lap, so nobody's on a fine lap at the moment. He's retired from session, so he's done. So
He's going to. I think he's going to the next session, which the 8 p.m. lobby is not going to be streamed. But if you are racing in season 24 and want to do another session, which may be the final, I think we're doing 2 more. I believe I need to check with Lukey. But if you want to improve your time, then please react in that general chat. That'll be amazing. Thank you very much. And see if you can improve. I'll need to get some food first. So I may not join this session because I still need to recover a little bit. We've got 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go on the clock. And I have to say, I'm gonna find this placing drivers very hard with Lukey and Nick. I'm not gonna like this job at all tomorrow.
No, it's very difficult, very much headaches, as I believe Marcy's the first guy to set a flying lap, so see what he can do. Obviously, he's a rookie for this season, but he's a very experienced racer elsewhere, so we'll see what he can do. And yeah, this is crunch time.
I think we raced with him, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, this is so difficult though. End of qualifying sessions, it's so. This is where I struggle because I tend to butcher up end of qualifying sessions. This is where the true test of everything. And he's on a good lap here. This feels like a much quicker lap than we did previously. So we see what the second sector split is. But yeah, Marcy, he's driving this lap very well. I think. I'm watching him make a mistake here whilst I say that. But yeah, he's definitely driving it. He has a bit of a moment. Now he's validated. So yeah, that's proven.
We jinxed him.
Yeah, Papa, what can he do? Just behind Marcy on track. And he getting the 26s again.
Is that sorry? Papa, that's it.
Papa, yeah, in the Williams car.
Oh no, you jinxed him again.
No, yeah, who's behind him? I believe.
I think that's one of the Alphas. That's Waitsy. He's about to start his run. Wait, can he get a quicker time than last session? Come on, Waitsy. I'm probably going to jinx him now, so I'm not going to say anything more. Nikita and Casper can't do any more. That is their session done and dusted. So is Speed Queen. She has done all that she can do. Now, I think that's the only session she's doing tonight as well. Who's going to be the first one to finish their runs? Marcy can't do any better. Jordan, 126.4. I have to say, I'm looking at the chat and he's saying he changed its setup. Well, setup changes can make a difference. That's how I improve, because I found some changes to the setup. So setups can make a big difference as to whether you can go quicker or not. As Red Matt goes through sector 2 now, a bit of a slide through Woodcote. So I'm just going on board with drivers to see if they can improve. So here comes Specialist now. Some quicker times on the board for him. So we'll see what F1 Specialist could do. Up to the line he goes. 26.5. So
slower.
He's about a few tenths slower, yes. As I think it's Bryn who's going to go up to the line next. So can he get into the 24s? 125.1. So a tenth quicker than his previous best at the moment. Then we got Waitsy and then Samba. So Waitsy, can he? No, that was not an improvement at all. 26.1. So I think he must have lost a bit of time there. And Samba, he still remains P2.
Yeah. He was on the quick. I think he might have messed up the last sector. So he was a 10th up, but I think he might have lost time in the final sector.
I am excited.
He did it. Yeah, that was an impressive session. A lot of quick times there, especially them top 5 drivers. I was impressed by them. Yeah, I'm excited for the season. Obviously, not long to wait. So only 1 week. That means I'm very busy with the team contracts over midweek. I think I have to be very prepared for that. But yeah, it should be a good one. As I'll let you run through the order, Jess.
Yes, so we've got Bryn from Samba, Lakitu, Casper, Speed Queen, Waitsy, Webmat, Lukey, Specialist George, Jordan, Ali B, Ghost, Papa, Marcy, and Felix. And those were your times. And that is it then for the streamed sessions for Quali Night. Of course, we still got more sessions to go, of course, but that will be done off air. And certain people that couldn't do tonight, they may do some tomorrow. So it's still not over yet in terms of sessions then as well. So for most drivers, they've done all they can. It is up to the admins to decide which driver is going to be placed where for Quali Night for the tier placement. And season, as you were saying, Jamie, season 24 begins in a week's time with round 1 of Australia. Let's have a quick look at the calendar once more. So we've got Australia to start off the season, then we've got China, which is a sprint race, so the first sprint race of the season. Miami round 3, Netherlands round 4, then we've got France, Austria, Italy, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, Azerbaijan, Canada, and Abu Dhabi. And Abu Dhabi is a sprint race. And good to go with tradition, Abu Dhabi, the final race of the season, but a nice calendar for season 24. There's certain tracks at Saudi Arabia, Baku, that I don't like. But there's certain tracks like the likes of Australia and Austria and China and Zandvoort. There's some really good tracks. Abu Dhabi is one of my favourites as well. It's going to be a fun season, I think.
Yeah, it is, and obviously we do it. I want to base from Nick and the owners like to have every track in on the game, and I think we've got every single track in bar Monaco, so that is good to see. Yeah, it should be a good calendar. Obviously, at mid part of the season, Italy, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, Azerbaijan, I'm not looking forward to, but you can't like every track, and the first half season is pretty good for me, so I think I'll have to try and maybe bank my points in the first half of the season, and then maybe just try and do damage limitation second half. But yeah, it should be some good racing now. Obviously, also now with our sprints now being back to 50% race with a reverse championship order, it's going to make the sprints a very interesting indeed.
Yes, and I have to say, I like the reverse grid championship order. A lot of drivers in the feedback form saying that they wanted this, so we acted on that feedback and we're bringing it in. So it's all thanks to you drivers as well who wanted this. So we are bringing it in because of you. I like it as well because it gives a chance for people that not necessarily are fighting at the front to try and fight at the front as well. I do it in another league where the sprint races it is in an F2 car, believe it or not, but it is reverse championship order. I'm usually starting at the front, but 9 times out of 10 it does not go well because the people who are quicker than me just breeze past me. But I wonder how that's going to go with F1 cars though as well. But yeah, we are going to have to unfortunately wrap it up, but pre-season calendar, so gives you a rundown of what you can expect. So, tier announcement, 16th of January. That is this Tuesday. Not sure what time. Myself and Jamie will be in the commentary box. Then Jamie's going to be a very busy boy, sorting out the team contract. And he's got 2 jobs, but I'm going to have to sort out the commentary team whilst he sorts out the team contract. So he has less of a burden on his shoulders. And then team contracts released on the same day as the race 1, and then the race 1 begins on the 21st of January. So, Jamie, any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Yeah. It should be a good session. Hopefully the team clash work well. Obviously, if you've got teammates already agreed, then when you play for your team, just write it down so that I can make sure I pair you up. I can't guarantee I will, but I'll make every effort to. And yeah, it should be a good fun few days for me, I think. And it'll be busy.
Busy for all the admin team, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And then obviously you've got to practice Australia and all that as well. So yeah, obviously we're not used to having this little time, but obviously we did have to cram it in because we wanted to keep our schedule, because our schedule is pretty much perfect. But yeah, and also on the sprints, I think it's good also we're going back to 50% race as well, because I think the 35% races were a little bit too short, especially for our 2-stop. So yeah, I think going back to 50% race is popular because that means we're more racing action, which everybody wants to see.
Yes, I think the 50% is definitely a lot better. Of course, you can find out all the features on the One Hub Racing trailer. Make sure you stay tuned on Tuesday to find out what tier all the drivers will be placed in. And there will still be a few more sessions going on tonight and a bit tomorrow as well for people that can't make the stream session. So for myself, Jamie, Mike, Omi and Colin, who have done a brilliant job in the commentary box, we will see you next Sunday for the main action, but Tuesday for the tier announcement. So have a good evening, everybody, and we will speak to you very, very soon. Goodbye.